Hi, I'm Karen Holton, ET and angelic experiencer, author, exopolitical ambassador, ascension coach, and content creator.
And I'm Joan Widen, clairvoyant medium, Reiki master teacher, energy healer, body, mind, and soul coach and podcaster.
And this is the Unseen Nexus podcast.
Have you ever truly wondered what lies beyond the veil?
Or want to learn more about our transdimensional neighbors?
Join us as we unravel the mysteries of existence, from profound spiritual awakenings and ancient wisdom
to interstellar visitors, cutting-edge discoveries, and the complex conspiracies that bind them all.
We're on a journey to uncover the truth about humanity's extraordinary place in the cosmos.
Get ready to challenge your perceptions and expand your understanding.
Your spiritual mashup has begun.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to season 2 of the Unseen Nexus podcast. 2026 is here. So what now? Where do we go from here? The holidays have come and gone, and another year is upon us. Today, Joan Widen and I speculate on where society is going and what we can do to improve our lives and steady the course over this upcoming year. Join us as we probe our shared reality and make plans to thrive in 2026. If you're curious about the future of humanity, the evolution of consciousness, and how technology might intersect with your spiritual journey, then tune into the Unseen Nexus as we explore ways to thrive in 2026. All of the links are featured below in the description. Please do check us out. Subscribe to our channels. Leave us your comments, like our videos, and please do share our content with your friends. And I'm happy to say that if you are watching us on YouTube, I now have channel memberships available so you can receive my perks and help to support the channel. Hi, Joan. Wow,
Hello.
it's beautiful out here. What's it like down in Calgary?
It's really gorgeous. I don't know how warm it is, but the sun is bright. I had to close my blinds because otherwise I'd be blinded at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's beautiful here in Red Deer. It's about it's supposed to go up to 1 or 2 degrees above zero. Yay, yay.
Yay,
And the sun
nice.
is brilliant. And it's supposed to be warm, even going up to 4 or 5 degrees over the next couple of days. I'm really
Yeah,
happy about that.
it's awesome for like winter, considering it's
Mm-hmm.
winter and it's January.
Yeah, it's like midwinter here. We have about 6 months worth of snow in Alberta, and wow, it can. I find that by springtime, I'm just dying to drag my lawn chair out onto the deck and soak up some sun. Yeah,
Have you guys get snow like Sunday or Monday? Monday.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We got a fresh blanket of snow.
Dusting? Yeah, blanket a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're all freaking out in the States because they're just not used to it. So I hope
Even
their power
Ontario.
stays.
Uh, their power stays. Oh yeah, because it goes down, right? When it snows heavy there. Didn't I
Yep.
just see? I think I just saw somewhere that Fort Worth has snow. That's
Is that in
Texas.
Florida?
No, that's Texas.
Oh, Texas. Oh,
So I
wow.
don't know. I have no idea. It's interesting, right? Like
Hmm.
it's interesting because even the eastern provinces have been getting buried with snow, right? We've
Hmm.
had not that bad.
No, it's
this
not
year.
been that bad this year. No, no,
No?
not at all. It gets really cold for sometimes 2 weeks, and then it warms back up. I don't mind it as long as it isn't staying sub-zero for long periods of time. I'm just going to say
Right.
hi to a couple people in the
You
chat. We've
bet.
got Denise. Denise is our moderator. Thank you
Yes.
so much for being here,
Thank you.
Denise. I really appreciate you. We've got Fearlessly Phoenixing, and she's going to be on the Aliens and Angels
Mm,
podcast February 8th. So you might want to mark that on your calendars. Oh,
yeah.
look, is our friend Helena. She
Helena.
says Joan is my favorite guest. Joan is actually the
Thank you.
co-host on this show, but I'm sure she appreciates that she's your favorite. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Helena. Just quickly going through the chat here. Okay, we also have Third Eye Activated from New
Nice.
Mexico. Hi, how you doing?
Right. I wonder, did they get snow?
Oh, I don't know, but Fearlessly says Texas has bad snow. And
Wow.
yeah, yeah. If you're not, if you, the trick is to be dressed for it. There's Vamp Skider here with us.
Hello.
Oh, we got Kristen Kruger here. Hi, Kristen. How you doing? Nice of you to join us. So I think uh Fearlessly just asked me. Oh no, she's talking to Kristen. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do the chat and the show at the same time and not miss anybody. Oh yeah, we said hi to Kristen and Victoria.
Hello.
Victoria Edwards. Hi, nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. And it looks like everybody is doing okay. All right, there. I
Yeah.
said hi to everybody. We'll check in later, but thanks everybody. So, like I said in the introduction, it's 2026. There's such a big buildup before Christmas. It seems like there's Thanksgiving, Halloween, depending on where you live. In Canada, our Thanksgiving's before Halloween, and in the States, it's after. Um, and then Christmas, of course, and all of that. I got to tell you something funny. You know what I did for New Year's Eve? Because I can't stay up late. I can't. I just like by 8 o'clock at night, I'm horizontal. I can't even hold my body up. I'm that tired. So, what I did was, I have a friend who is in Portugal, um,
Nice.
John P. Adventures. Some of you are familiar with his podcast. And what I did was, I joined him because midnight in Portugal was 5 p.m. my time. So I got to do the whole countdown with them and the celebrating and the
Hey,
Happy New Year and all of that. And
that
then I
worked.
could crash and go to bed. So I thought, for those of you who don't like staying up late on New Year's Eve, celebrate it with somebody who's geographically on the other side of the world, or at least enough hours ahead that it's early here. So that's what I did. Did you go out at all, Joan?
We do because the town close to us, Diamond Valley, they actually have their fireworks at 8 p.m., so it's great. And for such a small town, I think they call it a town. It could be a city now, but I think it's a town. Anyways, the fireworks go nonstop, and it's not just like one and another, right? Like it's like they keep going, and they're on for a good 20 to 25 minutes straight. And you would think that you were in the city with that
Mm-hmm.
kind of fireworks show. But honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's even better than in Calgary, dare I
They
say.
don't they don't do much here. There's about, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, I guess, because it wakes me up, but I'm sort of half
Don't
in and half out.
they do that at
Um,
Bower Pond still, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I've never been able to stay up late enough to find out. But some of our neighbors, they saved some Roman candles and stuff, and about 4 days into the new year, they set them off at 5 o'clock in the morning, which I thought was a little bit heartless, but yeah.
Why
Oh,
5
look,
a.m.?
Fearlessly Phoenixing says, no way, Joan. I spend every summer down there, and that's where my family's camp is, because my
Oh,
husband's family is originally from, is that
Turner
Tuner
Valley.
Valley or Turner Valley?
Turner Valley.
Turner
Nice.
Valley. Oh,
Well,
awesome.
you'll have to
We got to
hit
have a
me
meet
up.
and greet.
Basically.
We got to do a meet and greet one of these days.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
maybe in the summertime we could
yeah,
do a
Turner
Barbie at
Valley,
my house.
because that's where the actual, because they just amalgamated as one
Hmm.
January 2025. So now it's called Diamond Valley, but it used to be Black Diamond and Turner Valley. So then
Hmm.
they amalgamated the names, but yeah, they always have the most amazing fireworks. Yeah.
Awesome. Good to know.
Oh, Rich.
Um, Rich Tempest has a question for you, my friend.
Sure.
They said, or he or they said, I just stumbled upon this live stream. What sort of clairvoyant mediumship tradition would you say this channel hails from?
Oh, for this channel hails from. So are you let me see. I would say it's from the divine. There is there's I'm not going to say there's no nefarious energies or entities or spirits out there, because there are. But that's I get so now you're saying me specifically. I'm going to say I get it divinely in tuned from the universe or God or whomever you were to ask, right? So I do ask, and I ask for all those, and I put my ego aside. So I step aside, then I ask for them to come through. So if it's a specific person that someone wants to hear from, I ask for their soul, their spirit to come through and give the message that they so need, right? Because it's not about me at the time,
Hmm.
it's about whomever is asking, because they're needing some clarity or some, even just some closure to help them. Yeah.
And do you want to tell them about your channel so they can go and check out more of your content, Joan?
Okay. Yeah. You can, Rich, you could check out my channel. It's at Joan Widen Clairvoyant Medium. And you can have a look at all the different things that I've done. There's a whole bunch of podcasts there, Journey with Joan. Again, it's in the making. I'm coming out of this, like, you know, 2025 was quite a year. A lot of learning, a lot of letting go of things that no longer need. And what's it called? And then now it's a time, like now I'm still in the getting healing, getting ready phase to ramp up to go. And I know you're asking me if I'm associated with any kind of right tradition. I am not. I call myself spiritual. I grew up Catholic, devotedly Catholic, but even then I questioned a lot of things. And I grew up in the Catholic school system, and we always had a priest, which I would call, like, we would talk, because they were always cool, because they needed to relate to all the kids and even to high school kids. So I'd have deep conversations with them, and I'd always ask them different things. I'd always tempt and double check on things. And no, I don't do, I've never heard of the Hermeticism. I've heard of Wiccan.
Hermeticism.
Yeah, yeah, okay, thank you. See, as you know, I don't know. And Wicca, I haven't really delved into that. I did buy a book actually yesterday to look into it a little bit more, but really I haven't. And maybe it's because I don't necessarily want to, and this is a me thing, that I don't really want to be called a witch, right?
Mm.
So,
Hmm.
because witches have such a um have a such a like a, I don't know, a shameful way to it. And if I were to feel the energy of that, and when I did a couple of what's it called, past life regressions. I would
Mhm.
say, I can't say for certain, but I would say that I would have been part of that Salem witch trials back then.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
now, whenever that comes close to me, it's like, stay away, stay away. So I know there's something in that from past lives that I have to work on still.
Mhm.
Yes, Kristen, the
Interesting.
negativity. Yeah.
Interesting. Um, I've had interesting experiences. I have a superpower. My superpower is I don't pretend to be anything other than what I am, and it just parts people. And so, anyway, when I first moved to Alberta, which is now, that was in 2000, summer of 2017. So, we're getting close, like 9 years, getting close to 9 years here. The first thing I did was I happened to run into some Wiccan women who happily call themselves witches. And I thought, well, see, because I see so much of this boiling down to the same thing. It's about energy. If you look at an atom, super small, it's mostly 99.99999% empty space. We draw from the ethers. So I did not see a problem. But as soon as they found out that I had had ET contact, that's it. I was no longer welcome. It messed too much with their heads. And like I said, it's a superpower because I don't want to waste my time being around people who don't appreciate me. I'm just not going to do it. Just don't want to.
You know,
So that was my experience with them. And even now, if I run into them at the farmer's market or something, they kind of scuttle away. And it's just, to me, it's funny. Uh, and sorry, what were you going to say, Joan?
no, you finish and then I'll go like on top of that after. You finish.
Well, I'm sort of done, but I wanted to put something Fearlessly said that she sent you a
Oh,
bunch of videos, but I don't want to interrupt the thread if you
oh,
want to
okay.
talk more about the
Okay,
pagan thing.
so
So please just go for it.
that's just the same as me as when people ask me what I do, some people are like right away like, don't read me.
I know. They're always afraid we're going to see their dirty laundry. It doesn't
I
quite work like that, mostly.
no, and also I've kind of said, and sometimes if they really put me off, I'll just kind of say, I'm not TMZ and I'm not the Inquirer. Your life is not that important for me to be wanting to peer into. Because
Exactly.
thank you, but no. I'm actually not
Yeah.
working right now.
Yes, that's the other thing. Everybody wants a freebie session, no matter what your circumstances are, and it's just not convenient sometimes. I'm also, have psychic abilities, mediumship and stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't call myself that because I'm not like Joan. Joan can read people and give these amazing this amazing feedback, and she's right on, with her guides, super accurate. I have always found Joan to be super accurate.
Well,
And
thank
but
you.
me, it's when spirit wants to move through me. I never know until it's happening. So I don't feel confident in telling people much
Ah,
because I don't want them to then, expect me to give them an accurate reading when it doesn't work that way for me. But it works. And sometimes it works in weird ways that I don't even like. Like, for instance, I can sometimes tell if someone's a pedophile. Oops, I'm not
oh,
supposed to say
yeah.
that word on YouTube. A PDF, okay, let's call it PDF. Um, I know right away. And I don't know what to say about that. And of course, I have to zip it. It's none of my business. It's nothing that I'm supposed to get involved in, but I am supposed to be aware of it. That's how I look at
Well, it's because
it.
they're
So,
keeping you safe, right? And
yes,
honestly, I shook a priest's hand once, and my hand couldn't get away from him
fast enough.
fast enough because that
Yeah,
was exactly what he was, a PDF. Like,
yeah.
honestly, it just is what it is. And Karen, you say profound things and you don't even realize, but it is your psychicness coming through, right? When people just talk to me, I don't even know half the shit I say because some of it, and people are like, "You said that, don't you remember?" I'm like, what? No, I actually don't, because it was coming from the
Yeah.
divine and guides, right? So it
Mm-hmm.
just happens.
Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful thing when it works. For me, I don't know. It does work, but I always second guess myself, and it kind of wrecks it. The last person who asked me for a reading, all I saw was red. And I said, I
Mm,
don't know why, but all I'm seeing is red. And he says, oh, I know what that is. And then he showed me through Messenger, he showed me a picture of he had a picture of his aura. You can get that done at a lot of psychic fairs. They've got the technology to take a picture of your aura, and his was completely red. And I thought, well, it probably means that, he's very much anchored into the root chakra. That's how it hit me. But I don't know. It might have been something else. But we should get over to fear. Sorry, I'm not trying to sound bossy. I just wanted to address Fearlessly's comment. Oh, she sent them to Denise. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought she sent them to you, Joan. I'm today, where she said she sent a bunch of videos. So I'll just gonna move on a little bit here. Sometimes I find it challenging to keep my train of thought and do the chat, but I'm not complaining. Love you guys in the chat. Love you so much. Very happy that you're here. I don't know if I said hi to Rich Tempest yet. Hi, Rich. Nice to see you. We said, did we say hello to Victoria Edwards? I thought we did. And let's see. Denise says, love that, Joan. And Rich Tempest says, so you're not associated with any
yeah.
kind of rite or tradition in particular. Yeah, well, I shouldn't answer for you, but
Yeah. I was, when I was talking and I saw it, I answered it at the same time. So yeah.
now, this is interesting. Rich, you must be reading our energetic wavelength, because you say astrology or Hermeticism or Wiccan, et cetera, et cetera. Now, not the next show. Every 2 weeks we do this show, Joan and I. The
Yeah.
next one, we're going to do the dark side of Valentine's Day, but the show after that, nearer the end of, I think the 24th of February, we're going to
Yes.
be doing all the different forms of divination that we're aware of. And you're all welcome to come and join us and share, the kind of Hermeticism that you do. I recently bought a book off Amazon, which is The Secret Teachings of the Rosicrucians, because that seems to be where a lot of these sacred and secret teachings have evolved from. I'm just curious to see what their secret teachings are. It's not so much I don't want to necessarily be a Rosicrucian, but I was just curious. So, okay, let's have a look. Just trying to catch up here a little bit. Kristen says, yes, it was a wisdom builder. And guys are talking about the snow. Rich Tempest says, cool, Catholicism. Thank you. Yeah, Catholicism, I know it has in some ways a bit of a bad rap, but I think the intention of wanting to unite all the different belief systems under one religion, was very interesting. So of course they incorporated things from all these different religions to bring people in. I don't know, Joan, you should maybe speak to it, because you're a practicing Catholic. I actually used to be a Catholic at one point. I tried them all. Tried them
Did
all.
you?
Yeah, I've been a Mormon. I've been a
Wow.
Mormon. No, yeah, I've been a Mormon. Okay, I've been baptized so many times. I should be squeaky clean for heaven. So I got baptized in the United Church, in the Anglican Church, in the Catholic Church, in the Mormon Church. No, I studied with the Seventh-day Adventists, but I didn't actually get baptized. And then I got baptized as a Jehovah Witness. And then after I quit being a Jehovah Witness, I said, enough, I've tried. I'm never going to be good enough for any of you. And I'm going to strike out on my own and do my own thing here. So it's not that I think it's a bad thing. I don't. if it's helpful, that's awesome. But I really searched. I wanted to find truth. I wanted to worship, appropriately. I really had the best of intentions. And I was really good in each of those religions. So when I was a Catholic, I had friends and we used to get in the car and drive out to the Abbey and Mission and the Lower Main,
Ah,
because there'd be some guy with a statue of Mary and her foot was like all worn from all the people kissing
of
her feet
touching
and
it.
stuff. Yeah, we would do all those things, I really tried.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
So,
but yeah.
so I
So I'm
think,
nothing now.
what's interesting was when I was in high school, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to take in university. And my first thought was I wanted to take, and this is weird, everyone's going to be like, what? I wanted to have my bachelor's in theology because I was so intrigued about all the different religions. They're all very similar in a sense. They all have
Hmm.
different deities that everyone like worships and everything. And then if you go push come to shove and you really look into it, even Jesus had said, "Hey, don't worship me.
Hmm.
I'm not to be worshipped," right? I don't know the exact words, but it's the divine within you that you need to worship because you're if he's the son of God and we're the son like sons and daughters of God, so then we have gods within us that we need to worship, right? And if you look at the Indian culture, that's why they say namaste because namaste means,
I
I
see
recognize the
God in
God
you.
within you, right? So again, there's those all those different things. And I didn't end up taking that because I felt at the moment someone had shamed me about it because they're like, you, why would you want to? Blah blah blah. You're far from being like this like holy person. But that's okay because I know now it's time to start sharing all of those. So that's a project that I am going to do, and I'm gonna show it quick. Is I have here, if you can see it, I don't know. It is a
Yeah.
Bible, which I have not read in a long time, and I'm supposed to start reading it. So I have another channel that I'm going to say Journey with Joan Reads, and I'm just gonna start reading the Bible from the beginning, and then afterwards we can have a discussion on, or I would say, well, how it translates into today. So everything is kind of interesting how things are, but whichever.
Hmm.
Anyways, go ahead, Karen.
This is a little off topic, but it's the thread we're on right now is I'm going to go back and I've read the Bible 3 times, three and a
Oh,
half
have
times,
you?
and probably, oh yeah, I was, no, I was a serious Bible scholar, really, really wanted to find God and be pleasing and have a good mission on this earth and everything. But they kept finding fault with me. I was always in trouble. Oh my God. But,
Well, I don't think it's
oh,
fault. You're meant
I,
to.
I was just meant to do it my own way is
That's
all I can
correct.
say. But I want to go back and read Revelation because I've been following My Lunch Break, which is a channel on YouTube where he shows that all these huge cathedrals and cathedral like buildings that they use for politics and courthouses and libraries and all the oldest institutions are all inhabit these buildings, and they're all the same, pretty much the same, and they're all over the world. But what's come out of that, there are people who are speculating in Revelation. There's supposed to be 1,000 years of peace. And after that, the devil's let out for a short time and people fall like as many as the sands on the sea. That's the only part I remember about it. And I want to look at
Okay.
it because what if, I mean, there's a huge reset, a huge cover up like every 300 years. And 300 years ago is where they did the last reset. If you want to do research
Oh,
into the Cabbage Patch Kids, the orphan trains, or you want to check out my lunch break, the channel is fascinating stuff. So they're starting to speculate that we already had the 1,000 years of peace under Christ's reign. Then the devil was let loose, and that's the last 300 years. And boy, I got to tell you guys, you look out into the world and what's going on politically and on so many different levels. There is definitely evil sneaking around on this planet like crazy. And, people are not as loving and kind as they used to be.
Nope.
And I mean, some of us are, but many people would just sell out their own grandmother to make a buck, and it's horrible. And I thought, well, I'm wondering, so I thought I would go back and take another look at that. Jason Bashir's from Archaics, he also does a lot of research into that. It's interesting how life works. He ended up in jail, in prison, heavy duty prison. And then he had access to all these super old books that are like 200 and 300 years old that you can't find anymore. So anyway, I don't want to ramble on too much, but I just thought, what do you think of that concept, Joan? Isn't that wild?
That is wild. That is wow. I like it. I really do because you know what? 300 years ago, remember we even said in the last podcast, the predictions one, all the
Mm-hmm.
like everything that was hidden is now going to be revealed. So it's the FAFO, right? F around find out.
Find out.
that
Yeah.
that is what this year is about. You should check the comments. You got a gift, babe. So yeah. So it's amazing, Karen, and I think we're gonna start seeing that the rise and fall of some powerful people, even
Yeah.
some celebrities. And I'm going to say I have a guilty pleasure that I like to, since I don't live in that world, I like to watch it a little bit, and it's my soap opera, and it's my way of somewhat giving myself a testing to see if what I got intuitively fits in that,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So, yes.
Totally. I just want to say thank you, Denise. I love it when you're
Yes,
with
thank
us
you.
too.
Me
And the usual suspects. I want to also just quickly acknowledge. Well, I think I already acknowledged a Rich Tempest, but we also have Katarina's in the house with us, and Hillbilly Herb is with us. And thank you, Denise. That's very, very kind. And fearlessly, actually, she likes to go by Phoenix, so I'll call her Phoenix. If you get a library card, Edmonton, we have the ability online, but you can get Hoopla and rent books for free along with ones like what you just bought, Karen. Yeah, but it takes me so long to read a book. By the time I'm a quarter of the way through, the book's already overdue and I have to pay a fine. So that's why
Karen,
I just got it off Amazon.
you should get the because when you have the library books, you can
Hmm.
actually go and do like they have an audio library audio section.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, and then you look in there to see if they have that in audiobook, and then you just do that, and then it automatically returns for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Libby.
Libby. I'm going to write that down.
Yeah, and all you have to do is put in your like I know in the Calgary library system that's how it works, but I assume because the library systems are based on government, right? I
Hmm.
would see if it would be the same because I think it would. And I've read so many books that way because I sit there and when I'm driving, I can listen to it and then I don't have to worry about returning it because it automatically just returns for you because it's
Well,
just on
that
your
would be
phone.
very helpful. Yeah, I got freaked out during COVID. I got to tell you guys, you had to wear a mask to go to the swimming pool, and yeah, I couldn't breathe, and I just got turned off everything. So now I'm starting to wake up to being able to go back to the rec center and go back to places. Although all the medical stuff that I've gone to here in Red Deer, everyone's all masked up, and you got to wear a mask, which does not make me very happy. I want to say
It's
quick to
hard.
hair metal revolution. Oh, hair metal revolution. I'm wondering if that would be Eric. Wants to know how
What?
everyone is doing. And oh, we've got a real house full. I love it. I'm trying to catch up.
Hair metal, I love it. Hair metal revolution, the hair
Yeah,
metal
that's
days. I
awesome.
remember those days.
Headbanging days, yeah.
Yeah, my husband used to
Oh,
have longer hair than me.
oh wow. Wow, that's pretty cool. Anchor Haven, hi, welcome. Welcome to the show.
Right?
Uh, yep, interesting stuff about yeah, Tartarian, the mud floods on my lunch break. Food for thought. It's a great show. The guy is really brilliant. He even put in FOIA requests, for the building
Oh God.
permits and the architectural plans and all of that, and found out nope, there's nothing because they're not from our current reset. So yeah. Let's
Awesome.
see. Oh, this is interesting. Denise says, Joan Karen, every night I see a whole bunch of people's faces in front of me, then disappear. I have no idea what's going on, but I smile and I say hello.
That's perfect. You just need to say hello because they're just testing to see if you see them and if they scare you. And if they scare you, then they kind of take a step back and go, okay, you're not ready. But if you say
Hmm.
hello, and if you can say hello outright instead of just in your head, it will help even more. You've seen that, right, Karen? You've had that where
Yeah. Oh, Kristen, thank you so much for the super
yes,
chat.
right?
Very, very generous of you. Thank you so very, very much. I have a theory that some spiritual creatures, let's just call them that, um, will sort of mirror what we expect. And so what happens is if I'm terrified, then it seems to play on that. But if I'm keep myself grounded and peaceful, then it turns into that. So I don't know. What's your take on that, Joan? Thank you again, Kristen. Very, very nice.
Say that one more time. Sorry, you got distracted for a second. Say that one more time.
Okay, so I have spirit beings present
Yep.
themselves to me all the time. They're always around me. For some reason, they're really interested in me. I have no idea why. Like, trust me, guys, I'm really ordinary, right? But I've had some extraordinary experiences. And if I'm afraid, then they come across as being scary to me. But if I
Right.
stay grounded and peaceful and just keep love in my heart, then they're the most beautiful
Yeah.
support. It seems to mirror what I want or my intention
Your
or my
feelings.
feelings. Yeah, what do you think about
Yeah.
that, Joan?
Absolutely. And I'm going to say for me personally, like these just in this last month, and I'm not quite sure what it was, if it was the new moon that brought in all this, like this energies. But
Hmm.
it was funny. I was just walking and I was walking towards the kitchen, and my husband was there, and I kind of like jumped for a second because I was
Hmm.
talking to him, but I thought he was somewhere where he wasn't. And do you know what I mean? And he goes, what, did I scare you or something? And I'm like, no. I, and he goes, but you jumped. And I went, well, it's because I thought you were over here, but then I realized it was a spirit and it wasn't you. So I had to like figure out where am I all of a sudden. And it was really because I wasn't grounded. I wasn't, you know what I mean? And it's not that they scare me. and sometimes they do, but it's been happening more and more. So now I have to go, okay, are my eyes bugging out or what is it? And so now I like, oh, hello, and start just talking. But yes, you're right. If you're not grounded, oh my goodness, I could see how one's mind could go super crazy and think that, they were, I don't know, being adding like a mental health issue to it if you really
Mm,
weren't grounded. I'm going to say it like that. Do you know what I mean? But
mhm,
you're right. And if you can kind of relax and then go through it from there, it really opens up a whole new thing. And you're right, spirits are with me all the time as well.
mhm. Well,
So,
there's no dividing. Well, what happened for me is I ended up, having my, well, I mean, my awakening is always ongoing, it seems, but it was when I was first having my awakening and I started channeling and having all these spiritual experiences. Then I ended up in the hospital for 5 weeks in a life and death situation. And I just said to my guides, I says, well, if I don't know if I'm imagining you or if you're real at this time, at this
mhm,
point, but I do want to say that I'm welcoming you in. I need to bring you here inside of me if I'm going to survive this hospital experience and do the rest of my life. And so that's when I just sort of mentally just moved it all in. And so ever since then, I'm like always have company. I always have beings. Some of them are just kind of a little bit like shadow figures, but they're watching me. I don't know why, but they're watching me. So anyway, I just make light of it. I say hi. I don't worry about it. I don't, worry about what it means or anything like that. So Denise says next time she's going to ask them their names. Yeah, you might
yeah,
actually
yeah,
find, Denise, that they're your relatives. Could be your mom and your dad, and they may not look the way you remember them.
right.
My mom, when she appeared to me after she died, she was like 20 years old. I didn't
Yeah.
know her when she was 20 years old. She was 21 when I was born, right? So I wouldn't really remember. I remember her as being old because she was old most of my life. And I didn't even recognize her. And then I realized, oh my gosh, it's my mom, right? So there's that.
And they love to come in and check on you, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
they can be ancestors as well. Because again,
Mm-hmm.
everything that we do in this life, if we do healing in this life, everything forward changes. But also, what people don't understand is even the past gets healed. So all of them get healed too. So if they show you, that's, they could be also saying, thank you for healing that like family trauma that's been
Mm-hmm.
being carried forward for all these years, hundreds of
Mm-hmm.
years, maybe. Yeah.
Fearlessly, or a phoenix says, oops. I was terrified of the yellow eyed small being that watched me and felt evil when I was a child. Yeah, that'd
Oh,
probably be a little scary as a child for sure.
so the first thing I got when I saw that, now black cats have yellow eyes. So did you have a
It's
cat
true.
that had, you know what I mean, that had passed away? That's all, like I'm just gonna ask you, right? So don't, and I get that it would feel it, but check in and feel it in here because it first thing I got was black cat, so I don't know if they're tied to you,
Hmm. Yeah,
right?
that maybe. We have a ghost cat, and my
Do
older
you
kitty. Yeah, my older kitty loves to play with it, and every
love
once in a
it?
while, I see it, and it's orange. But like I have a Tom who's orange, and I have a female who's a calico, and I think it's my tomcat, and I see it walking past me, his little tail up in the air with a little question mark, and and then I go, "Oh, I didn't realize you were out here," and then I look and no, he's down the hall and he's on my bed. So yeah, ghost kitty, and my cats love him, and I don't mind him at all. And I don't know if he might be one that was mine at one time. I don't know, but it was really sweet. So I wanted to just say, Hillbilly Herb says, yesterday I was praying for my guides and angels to be more with me. Perhaps I need to invite them in. That's a great idea, Hillbilly Herb. And another thing is ask for proof. You know, this is what I did it for years until I realized this is ridiculous, Karen. How much proof do you need? And I would say, I sense that you're with me. I appreciate you very much, but could you give me some proof? I need more so that I know I can depend on this experience and depend on you. And I would always, and it would be some weird synchronicity that I would not see coming, and it would be so cool. So they didn't appear to me, but they would let me know one way or another. It could be anything. It could be a video that shows up in your feed on YouTube. It could be something in the newspaper. Who knows? And it's very cool. So I definitely recommend people ask for confirmation. I don't know. Have you ever asked for confirmation, Joan?
I always do, because when you're not understanding or feeling, like, your ego can step in, because we are humans after all, right? We are human beings. And so sometimes I've given some readings and I was starting to feel kind of like it didn't feel like I helped them or anything like that. So it would be, okay, I know this is not about me, but did I do a disservice to this person because it didn't feel like, and I'm like, can you, and then I don't even, then a sign would just come through and I'd be like, oh, do you know what I mean? Thank you. And
Mm-hmm.
then just let it go, right? It's one of those things, because I had, like, as a kid, and even now, which I'm letting go of, is I always felt the need that I had to either prove or, what's it called, please people,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so yeah, that's why, and asking for clarity. So now it's not really asking. I've just went, okay, I just let it go. And then all of a sudden, so my sign is bunny rabbits. And I will see them in a weird space that you're going, what? There's no bunny rabbits here, but then they'll just be here. Right.
Well,
So
that's
that's one
very,
of
yeah.
those things, right? So pick
Yep.
something that you will recognize and say, okay, this, if I see it, is that confirmation, right? Because they will appear out of nowhere. And it can be in the clouds, right? The clouds can look like
Yes.
a bunny rabbit, or it can look like whatever you want it to look like, and then they appear.
Mm-hmm.
Right? How about you, Karen? Is that, how do you ask? Like, and of course you can ask your guides and they come through, but sometimes when we're looking so hard to get an answer, we can't hear it.
My relationship has really changed over the years. So when I was first coming out, you know, as an awakened person and, you know, started experiencing a lot of metaphysicals, I had metaphysical stuff in my childhood and stuff, but through all those religious experiences that I described in the beginning of the show, it pretty much nobody was in favor. I should say anyone of religious authority was in favor. They were saying, don't open yourself up to demons and the devil and all that. I shut it all down. After that, I even went and got on. Well, I went and saw a psychiatrist in case I was crazy. And of course, they just can't wait to get out their subscription pad. And I took everything they told me, thinking that would shut it down. That did not really shut it down. It just made me ill. But um, now I can't remember what I was saying. So now my relationship is very different. So back then, I was really aware that I was being contacted by some old Scotsman who'd been alive in the 1800s, an Asian patriarch from a Ming dynasty. Like I was really aware of all these different kinds of entities, but it's mellowed out over the years, and it's become um, basically just I can feel if the intention is good or the intention isn't good. And if the intention's good, I just know spontaneously what the message is or what they're trying to say. And of course, like the shadow people, they don't say anything. They just like to stare. It's a little unnerving. Because you got to go to the bathroom and do things, right? And
Yep.
get changed and have a bath and all that. And are they watching? I hope not. But I tend to notice it when I'm alone, well, with my cats, of course, on my bed, watching TV, unwinding before I go to sleep at night. I wanted to answer this from Katerina, who asks us, do you think people who are soon to transition have a feeling that it's coming? I would say yes, very often. A friend of mine, their dad had this little suitcase all packed. And he said, "Oh, Joe's coming for me. We're going to go fishing." Meanwhile, Joe's been dead for years and years and years. His dad had this little suitcase all packed. He's going fishing with Joe. A couple days later, he expired. I know of another person, and his dad went and got all these things that you would do if you were out collecting fossils and stuff, like this little,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
hammer thing for
yeah.
hammering rocks and things, and he got all them
Chisels.
ready because he was going to go prospecting. And it's really interesting. Often old people will say that their friends, their family, whatever, are visiting them, so it's almost like they've passed through the veil before they even transition over. Joan,
Or
did you add into
even,
that?
yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't know if, like, I feel like the veil is very thin at that point for them, right? So whenever I've been there to help people transition, I'm gonna tell you, there are like hundreds, if not thousands, of beings there ready to greet you, right? So when my friend was dying, it was interesting because they had all kept it a secret from me. And then the last, I happened to be invited to go see him. And when I got there, I'm like, oh my goodness, you're dying. What the heck is going on? Right? And I'm like, you really, you like, again, it was like trying to bring, like, be Lazarus, bringing someone from the dead. Cause I'm like, look at you. Like, I can't help you now. Like, I, healing is good, but I can't like resurrect you because literally he's gone, right? And when I was there, I was witnessing it, and his parents both were already passed, right? And his dad's like, come on, look at you. Look at you. It's time to give up. Come with us now. Just come, right? And he's like, no, 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 no. And he was arguing with them, right? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, dude, I can't help you. I'll so I did give him some healing because that's what he wanted. And I said, okay, well, you have to do exactly what I am asking you to do to help it. And you could see the time because his loved ones were like, look, his his heartbeat, his all his vitals, and everyone is a nurse around me. Look at his vitals, they're getting better, they're good. And in my mind, I'm going, yeah, because that's because I'm
Yeah.
bringing that energy, right? But as soon as I
Mm-hmm.
let go, right? Like, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let go because you need to let go. And it had been all cloudy that day, and all of a sudden, the sun rays came into the room, which is strange because his room was facing north and it was three
Mm-hmm.
o'clock in the afternoon. How do you get sun rays in that room? You can't, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I said to someone that's really interested in what I do, I'm like, check this out, look. And I said, look, the room got really cold. And she's like, oh my goodness. And I'm like, yeah, they're all here because they're all surrounding the bed. No one noticed because everyone is in full grief at that time. And they're all
Mm-hmm.
there. welcome him. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, that is 1000%. And even the people that, so, and I know this is going to sound controversial, but like during COVID, the people that died physically alone, I'm going to tell you they were not alone. They had so
Awesome.
many people there to guide them home and welcome them and really make them feel loved. I'm going to tell you that. So, in case someone here has lost someone to COVID and that you weren't able to go see them, just know that they were not alone. In fact, I would say more people, more of their lineage would have shown up at that time to help them
Mm-hmm.
and comfort them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. I think so too. I just wanted to, we have to close out the show soon, but Hillbilly Herb said, collapse of a comfort routine causes me great anxiety. I don't know why. Well, that is really common around
yeah,
energetically sensitive people. Energy sensitive people, um, they're often called highly sensitive
yeah,
people. And yeah, I have to stick to a pretty strict routine in order for me to do all the self care I need to do in order to be comfortable in my life. So I have to make sure I eat at certain times. I prepare so I can go to bed at a certain time. I super limit how much contact I have. I mean, Joan is a close friend here in Alberta, and how often do we get together? Not too often,
not too
because I'm
often.
exhausted from doing the podcasts and the work that I'm compelled to do. I'm not complaining. I love doing what I do. I think I have the best job in the world. Doesn't pay too
Right?
good, but it's getting better thanks to Kristen and Denise and other people. And of course, the channel memberships help a lot. But yeah, I have to follow a strict routine. And what happens is I can become so exhausted that I'm wiped out for several days.
Right,
Can't afford to do that. And I don't want to do that anymore. So it's helped me to be really, really decisive on who I want to be around, how much time I want to be out in the social reality. And I'm much more comfortable being here with you guys. I love it. I
right,
love the community. And it's just been a real privilege to be able to serve you guys. I'm
right.
really excited about it. So
Another
thank
thing when, sorry, go ahead.
No, this is cute. Hillbilly Herb says, this is my kind of church. You know, it's funny, my Sunday show, I was actually going to call it church, or I was going to call it instead of church, right? Uh,
Nice.
Not saying church is bad or anything. I'm just saying
Oh,
that, um, this is about as, I don't know, I'm spiritual all the time. It's not something I turn on to go into a building once a week. Like, I'm sure you're the same way, Joan, right?
yeah, church is a place where people just gather to share wisdom. That's really what it is. It's a building to share love and wisdom and gratitude. And
Mm-hmm.
Hilbert Herb, I get it about the, having the comforts of routine. And it's because if you don't have your routine, you get lost in the energy. And then the energy, you don't know where the energy is going to come from. And then all of a sudden, you get the flutters and the anxiety, and it starts to build up. And then it's like, well, what am I doing? Really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming to the show. It's interesting.
Right?
We didn't know what direction the topic was going to take us, right?
No. No, we
And I
didn't.
could have brought everybody back and been, like the school marm. You all have to talk about what I want you to talk about. But this has been absolutely delightful. And as far as I'm concerned, it does fit. It
Yeah.
really does fit, and it's 2026. What now? And, the other thing too is, there's a lot of rules in life. You can do this, you can't do that. But you know what? Nobody can tell me who I can love. And I can love Joan, and I can love Denise, and I can love Phoenix, and I can love Hillbilly Herb, and all of you, I can pour out my love to you. And love travels where there is no time and space. So just because we're online doesn't make it any less effective. So I'm sending out all my love to all of you and those listening on the audio podcasts and those watching on Joan's channel and the replays and all of it. I've got a very stretchy love machine. It can make lots of love
Love
and
it.
send it out everywhere. So I'm hoping you can open your hearts and accept it. It's unconditional. You never have to earn it or be careful, be a people pleaser around me. Ain't gonna happen. You're just loved, and that's it. And that ain't gonna change. If you don't like it, well, you can let me know. But I'm pretty sure it's all good for everybody. Joan, do you have
Right?
any last minute comments you want to make? Things you want to say to our audience? Remind people where they can find you, all that kind of good
Yeah.
stuff.
What I would like to say is really, Rich had mentioned it, but it's really, and I think Hillbilly Herb, it's all about the love and spreading love and wanting to exude the love without it being in a derogatory way or a
Mm-hmm.
lustful way. It's about just, and for 2026, we really, really need that to be a priority for everyone and for ourselves. So we continue to grow instead of get lost in
Mm-hmm.
the herd, if you will, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, you can find me on my channel, as you see here under my picture here at Joan Widen Clairvoyant Medium. It's funny because sometimes I forget what my handle is, and yeah, look for me. I've got a few channels. You can find me on Journey with Joan Widen on Instagram, and yeah, I appreciate you all. Thank you very much for always listening and being here, especially Denise for moderating. I should ask you to moderate my page while we're on here at the same time. And it would be great. Um, and hi, Rodney. I'm sorry you're late. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Anyways, Karen, take it away. Your last thoughts.
All the links are in the description below. Tomorrow, Andrew Lauridsen is joining me, and we're going to talk about the new Earth. So as this old world is fading, a new one is coming, guys. It's super positive. I think you'd all really enjoy it too. So go and sub up on Joan's channel if you haven't done so already. Sub up on mine if you haven't done so already. Even if you think you're subbed, just maybe you want to check because YouTube does frequently unsub people from me. I have no idea why. Thank you,
Right?
everybody, for being here. Much love. And yeah, until we do it all again in a couple of weeks. And that's about it for today.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So take care, everybody. And thanks again, Denise. Love
Thank
to
you.
everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.